For number 17, we're given a pair of parametric equations and we want to eliminate the parameter to obtain an equation in x and y, and we want to describe the curve and indicate the positive orientation. So we're given the two equations that x is equal to root t plus 4. So x is root t plus 4, y is 3 root t, and t goes from from 0 to 16. Okay, so once we're here, to eliminate the parameter, we can see that x and y, their inputs are both root of t. So what we can just do is isolate root of t in terms of x, and once we have isolated, we can now plug it into the y equation so that we get rid of root of t. So we're going to take the x equation and isolate root t, so x, and I'm going to bring the 4 to the other side, x minus 4 is equal to root t, and then we plug in the value of root t into the y equation. So y is going to be equal to 3 times root t, and root t is just x minus 4, which therefore means that y is equal to 3x minus 12. So what we have here is that our equation here is actually a line. However, because t is bounded, right, so t, you don't have infinite inputs, it means that this is actually going to be a line segment because it does have a starting point and it has an end point. So let me remove this, and I'm going to say the curve is a line segment which follows this line here, y is equal to 3x minus 12, and now we just have to find the starting point and the end point for this line segment. So the boundaries of t, it begins at 0, right? So let's see what is the output of x and y whenever t is equal to 0. So what we're going to do here is we're going to plug in t is equal to 0 into the x and the y equation. So whenever t is equal to 0, we have that x is going to be equal to the square root of 0 plus 4, so x is equal to 4, and y is going to be equal to 3 times root 0, so y is equal to 0. So that's the starting point. When t is equal to 0, we begin at x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 0. So beginning at the point, so x is equal to 4, y is equal to 0, and ending at, now let's find the endpoints, right? So when t is equal to 16, which is the last boundary, we're going to plug in the value of 16 in the x and y equations to see what are the x and y values for that boundary. So x is going to be root 16 plus 4. Root 16 is 4, so 4 plus 4, x is equal to 8. And y is going to be equal to 3 times root 16. So 3 times 4, y is equal to 12. And we end at the point, x is equal to 8 and y is equal to 12. So that is it for problem 17. We've translated the parametric curves into x and y by this equation here, y is equal to 3x minus 12, and we've described the curve, and we can say the positive orientation where it begins at 4, 0 and ends at 8, 12.